Hey folks, evening here again in Zug. A very beautiful day. It's starting to become a bit more bearable. It was 32 degrees today, an unusual hot day. But now it's very pleasant. I think they're about 20 degrees now. People are coming back from the day spent at the lake. Still, you can see they're with wet bathing suits underneath their shirts, and I'm going myself out for a short walk along the train lines. Some interesting, more secluded spots of the city where I really enjoy to go in the evening for a walk. So here we are along the train lines of Zug. There's a path that goes along this way all the way to the next city, which is Bar. It's also a very beautiful walk, and it passes by a lot of these hobby houses where people are doing gardening, as well as some modern industrial buildings, notably Siemens, which is one of the big employers here in Zug. And then there's also some modern apartment buildings right behind me. If you guys take a look, there's the commuter train coming to Zurich, just entering now the train station. This is what I usually take in the morning to go to work, and it's about 25 minutes ride from here to Zurich. So look guys, this is generally the atmosphere here in Zug in the evening, very peaceful. I can still hear voices. There's a few nice restaurants here in these big box buildings. Some of them are actually quite fancy. They serve steak, this kind of stuff. And here we're coming close to an interesting spot that I wanted to show you. So along these lines there are a few of these gardens, hobby gardens, that people that have this hobby keep around. So let me try to close in to some of the stuff here. So look how beautiful. Never seen such huge flowers of this sort. And then as we're moving along, I see they're planting here cucumbers, lettuce, some roses, flowers, some pears. Another nice thing is sometimes when you walk along the railway lines, you find the berry bushes, so you can just pick them up and eat them. An annoying thing is that the Federal Railway company considers them as weeds, and they just cut them off, so you have to really be on time before they come and cut them. But I ate some of these berries this year. Some of them are really big and very tasty. So I'm still trying to figure out what's the best angle for me when I'm vlogging, to have my face dead center or maybe a bit more to the right. I still cannot make up my mind. I also want to look good on camera, but I think generally it's better when I put my head a bit to the right, because you guys can then see a bit better also the environments around me. There seems to be someone here in this garden. I also took my Leica camera here to do some film photos. So let's see what we get this evening. So I'm walking here right next to one of these apartment buildings where I actually visited once an apartment when I was scouting for apartments. It's a very big house. Apartments, very interesting, more sort of family style as compared to the ones more in the center, but also very nice to live in. Very nice atmosphere. I didn't get an apartment, so yeah, someone else got lucky. So now here right behind me, next actually to my right, there's the train going to Zurich. Probably it's a bit too noisy for you guys to understand everything that I'm saying. A very nice garden, front garden in front of this apartment complex. A very interesting choice of materials. Is sort of rusted metal combined with red glass panels, like dark red glass panels. So this again, like typical Swiss architecture, where the architects are experimenting with materials and shapes. Also very nice evening here next to the train lines. Again, these little gardens for the gardening hobbies. And just, like you see right outside, you walk 5 minutes from the city center and you're in a field, so close to nature. And we don't really have this type of outskirt of Zug where things start to degrade as you're moving away from the city center. it just starts out of nothing, out of a field, and then like bam, super modern buildings here and everything super clean. Even next to this train railway lines, as you guys can see, everything is in very good shape. Another very interesting and nice thing here in Switzerland, but in particular here in the canton of Zug, is this very beautiful network of Wanderwege, of trails we call them. They're part of a network of trails, bike trails, mountain bike trails, kayak trails, and inline skate trails, if you can believe it, that are very well managed. There was even a referendum recently here in Zug if we want to extend the bike path network. We voted against because it's already extremely extensive. You can reach any place in the canton to this bike path network, and it's also very safe. It's much more pleasant to ride your bike here on a path like this one rather than on the national road right next to me. So for instance, a couple of days ago I was riding my bike, I lost the trail, and I ended up having to ride my bike on this national road. A very big difference compared to just riding it here in your own peace and quiet. So let's not forget the details that make up the beauty of this place, the nature. I really enjoy seeing such small details. Just a regular walk by next to the national road. Another nice building here, this wavy complex in the style of Zaha Hadid. This was actually finished this year. It's still partially under construction because it was affected by a big fire. I believe the fire was at the beginning of last year. It almost completely destroyed the construction site, but now it fully recovered, and look how beautiful it is. One interesting detail to notice here in this turnaround is this flag of Switzerland and these two guys wrestling. This type of wrestling is called Schwingen. It's the national Swiss sport. It attracts a lot of spectators, especially when they're the national tournaments. It's sort of a Bauern, we call them. That means farmer style of wrestling. So they do it in a pile of hay, and it's very popular. The Schwinger König, which means the swinger king, is actually a sort of a national superstar. So just 10 minutes walk from the city center and I reached the rural side of the canton of Zug. And if you see right behind me, there's already quite big farms. Most of them are having cows, but also like they do a lot of cherry. The cherry is actually the national, the state fruit, and Zug is very famous for its schnapps. That means it's liquor made out of this cherry. I'm not really a fan of these hard liquors, but I'm a fan of the cakes that are made with cherry and a bit of this liquor, which tastes sort of like rum. So here, right behind me, very nice such farm. So let's maybe walk towards that farm. As you can see, it's a very interesting mix. This is a typical countryside Swiss farm, always very proper, very industrialized, so always a very modern equipment. Everything that you can see is shiny. They're really taken good care of. We have a reservoir of milk there. Everybody has their own tractors, even though such a tractor can cost like a Ferrari, so they're very expensive. And right behind it, it's not really visible now, but as I'm gonna get close, you're gonna be able to see it better. It's like some pharma building, some pharma research building. So Switzerland, the place where farming sits next to the high-tech research. It's something very nice. This symbiosis, this mix of these two eras of technology. Let's just stop by a bit and try to hear the sounds of nature. Let's just enjoy for a moment this panorama of Zug with Hertie Areal to the left and a new district, residential district right in front of us, and here this beautiful farm. An interesting thing I just noticed at the entrance of this farm, it says Ferien auf dem Bauernhof, which means holiday on the farm. So it's very likely that this farm is also open for tourism, for someone who enjoys this type of country retreat without sacrificing too much on the comforts of being close to a city. It's a very beautiful and peaceful, soothing atmosphere. And here, heading back towards Zug, we can see there's some modern urban development at the horizon, and then this path taking us winding back towards the city center. And I'll show you guys once I get closer this part with the gardening hobby houses. One of the things that inspired me to do this YouTube channel is always I have when you live too much in a single place, you start yearning for uh, other places. We call that in German Fernweh, which means a longing for something far, far longing. And by just walking around in these beautiful places here in Switzerland that for me are so familiar that I don't even notice and maybe appreciate them, I got a new appreciation for their beauty and actually how special and interesting they are. So many peculiarities of life here in Switzerland that you don't really encounter somewhere else, and I decided to share them with you. First of all, because I think they're really beautiful and interesting, and second of all, because it helped me get a new appreciation for the country. And I'm a Swiss citizen. I became naturalized citizen last year. I love this country. It's my new country, and I would like to show you and present you all these interesting spots that you can find, and maybe not these ones that are so famous and everybody talks about, like Zermatt or uh, you know the Rhine River, things like that, the Bernese Alps, but more this day-to-day places where people live their lives. I think it's very interesting to share that. So here this very beautiful hobby houses for gardening. I think today was probably for many people a nice day to come here, take care of their gardens. They're really lush, and I even see here a sign. They call it Gartenfest, which means the garden festival. Apparently there's a whole community passionate about this. And another interesting thing is that you can see each of these like small houses, they look like dwarf houses. They have a flag, and here, for instance, it's a flag of Canton of Zurich and Switzerland. So that kind of like tells us uh, who owns that. I also see a flag of Albania there. So people from all around the world have this type of hobbies here. Look, very beautiful, very lush. Here we have this very nice mix of this alley that goes to this very small hobby houses, and then in the back the new district of Hertie. So surprisingly, I was mentioning earlier this garden fest. It's actually happening today, and I can already hear music playing here. I see some old people going there. Probably it's more of a hobby for the older generation rather than for young people. So here's the garden festival. Well, a very nice atmosphere, a tent here. I would also love to. I would also love to join. I'm not sure if you need an invitation. They're singing this Schlager songs. It's a live band. Another nice detail from one of these gardens with the music in the background. The wonderful mode. Another beautiful little garden reminds me somehow of the garden in the countryside in Romania, or this type of dachas that are specific to Russia. Beautiful evening in the port of Zug. People just returning with their boats after a day on the lake, trying to pull them out. The sunset, very beautiful. Very beautiful sunset in the port of Zug. It was a very hot day. Everybody who had a boat probably took it out on the lake. I see there's still a lot of empty spots here. And slowly they're returning back on the shore. You can see a bit of the sun setting there over the town of Ham. Just enjoying a bit of the last rays of sun. Many people here just taking selfies. And here, my favorite spot in the town of Zug, this parking spot for boats. Always relaxes me to walk among these tall boats, especially when they're sitting here so peacefully on the shore. I'm gonna go shortly enjoy a nice drink here on the promenade before the sun fully sets, and a wide angle shot here trying to show you this beautiful port. And let's see, under the last rays of sun, and this boat's waiting for the sun to set peacefully here with the Mount tree in the back.